Welcome everyone. We are here at our Google Hangout Live for project management. This is Darren Cannell, the moderator, one more time. Thank you for showing up, people, and it's nice to see that you are here. We'll have to wait and see who our viewers are and who, if anyone, shows up. The nice thing is that we did get a fair number of hits on our site last week when we posted the final recording of this, so that's awesome. And hopefully in time we will continue to increase in the numbers. If they don't come live, then they see us afterwards. So we'll just have to see how things start to shake themselves out. Once again, we have a few guests that you can see across the bottom of the page. And today we're actually going to take a little bit of time and have people introduce themselves. And so one by one, I will turn over the mic to the different people. And at the very end, we'll introduce our main guest, who is here again with us this weekend. I have some very serious questions for him that will put him on the spot and see how much he really knows about this project management stuff that we talk about all the time. So the nice thing is, people, that we are here as a group once again, and I appreciate the fact that you're taking the time. We will keep this down to a half hour because that's what we do. And if you're interested in learning more about what we do, we are NextLev Solutions Inc. out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. Take a look at our website and run a Google search on it, and we will come up. My name is Darren Cannell. I'm the moderator, and my role in NextLev is I'm the president of the company, and we are out there doing all sorts of things project management. So take a look at what we do, and I think you'll find there's some stuff there that may interest you. Now, I'd like to go down the list. There is a dark-haired, beautiful woman on the left-hand side here that I would like to have her introduce herself as to how she exists in the NextLev environment and have her say something, but she's going to have to turn on her mic. So, Brenda, if you don't mind turning on your mic and telling us who you are and what you do, that would be great.
Thank you, Darren. Yes, I'm very excited to be here on the live project management webcast. I'm the office manager in the office, so every day I have lots of different projects and tasks that I have to deal with, and of course I have to deal with all of you, and this involves great detailed project management. So I have taken the course, but I have a lot more to learn, so I'm very anxious to be here and listen to all of the educated people talking about project management. So thank you.
It's nice. Sorry, my microphone's muted. It's coming on. Come on. It's got this really weird echo, and so we have to be careful when that happens. And sorry, this laptop has a very touchy mouse, and I just clicked my microphone off. So the next lovely lady that we have that works in our office is Carla, and she's going to tell us exactly what she does. So she has, I think, unmuted her mic already, so I'm going to get her to tell us who she is, what she does, and why she's a great member of our team.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carla, working at NextLev as well, and I help try to promote the value of and the purpose and objective and reason behind wanting to take project management. What's exciting about project management is that it expands across all industries and all markets. It doesn't matter whether you're out there in the field or on an assembly line, all the way up to, of course, management. I think I like best about the role in explaining to any kind of organization or company or individual that all can benefit from this. Taking the course now has never been easier because we have it available online, and that convenience of being able to review topics or certain ideas and items that you need to review over and over again. You can do that with quizzes and tests. So I'm just excited about this new launch and what we're doing. There's a lot of buzz about it, and all the reviews have been very favorable about us being able to offer this. Look forward to meeting everybody.
Sorry, that was the masses out there in the World Wide Web saying, oh, woohoo! Happy to hear about it. And yes, we do have an online course. It is about project management, so please check it out. I think you'll find it is an actual very flexible solution to learning more about project management. Now, the next gentleman, our in-residence person who knows everything you possibly could ask about programming, math, and all sorts of other special things. We have Dr. Chan. Could you please unmute your mic, Mr. Chan, and tell us all about yourself and who you are and what you do?
By the way, my PhD is in math, not computer science. Just in case anyone cares. Do programming here in NextLab. Likely kind of have to do requirement gatherings from the customer as well, so that's kind of the project management part of my job. That's all I have to say about myself.
He's a man of little words, but he is a man of action. So he is a gentleman who adds a lot to our team. So thank you very much, Jackson. Next time, make sure you're a little closer to the microphone because you were fairly quiet, and I didn't have a chance because you didn't say enough for me to turn your volume up. But thank you very much, and it's nice to hear from you. Tyler is our next gentleman. He, again, is one of our master people who makes the things happen behind the scene, our webmaster, and also one of our programmers. This is Tyler, and we should all congratulate him for actually graduating this year. So welcome to the team, Tyler, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, yeah, like Darren said, I graduated this year, so I guess I'm now officially qualified to do what I've been doing the last 6 years of my life, so that's good. Like Darren said, I'm also a resident web programmer doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes with the course and the website and things like that. So just like Jackson said, requirements gathering is a key part of project management in our job because we like to satisfy our clients, and to do that, we kind of like to know what they require of us. So that's kind of how it plays into our jobs, and I'm always looking forward to how we can integrate it more closely and make things better overall.
Woohoo! Thank you very much, sir. This is, wait. And here's the drum roll for Jackson because I missed it on his just a minute. There you go. Sorry about missing you on that one, Jackson. Didn't get to do the special effects. Okay, another gentleman that we have not on a separate line, but he is sitting right here beside me, is our resident gentleman who is cheering for the wrong team in soccer this year. But he is a member of our team as well, who is helping us a lot by looking at our course and looking at it from a different perspective than what we have. I'd like to introduce to you our residents.
Carlos Guzman. Hi, everyone. Yes, I already gone through the course, the 10 knowledge areas of the PMP book. And yes, I have a lot of comments for the course, and then providing suggestions for improvement as well. And yes, I hope that after this 1 month, we get a solid course for release worldwide. Of course, I know that there are already people using the course, but I would like to see it much better.
And that's always a goal. And just a minute, let's ring the bell for him to see what it sounds like. Ready? Here it comes. There. Thank you, Carlos. The nice thing that we do, and this is everyone out there, when we are working on a course, any course, it is always in development and it's always getting better. And the nice thing is that people like Carlos and anyone else who's involved with a course gets a chance to give us suggestions on how to make the course better and things that they found were successful and were not successful. And that's the reason why we create courses that are not canned products. They get better and better at the more people that use them, and they get easier and easier to follow, and lots and lots of good material added to them. So keep at giving us suggestions and being very open with how you think about the course. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce Jason Trach, the man of the hour, the gentleman who has written the course. He's back again this week. And so here's Jason Trach, and he is now going to give us a little 2-minute introduction to himself and how and why we actually should be listening to Jason Trach about project management, and why would we ask him to be our guest every single week. You're on. Go, Jason.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, why I guess I could be invited to this course. I guess the one thing is my passion about project management, because I will admit that I do not know everything about project management. I do know a lot, but the one good thing to know about project management is that you'll never know everything about project management. It's a constant growth curve that you'll learn till you die, because it's the most complex profession, and it's the most exciting profession from my perspective in the world, because it's lifelong learning if you want to improve. And I do love to learn. I'm passionate about limiting my levels of stress and anxiety in the work that I do. And I feel that project management does that. I used to work in more operational environments, and it was always high stress. It was always reactionary. And I'm done with that. You know, after a while, I wanted to enjoy life more. I wanted to incorporate the word fun in some of my work. And when you projectize stuff and you follow a structured approach in terms of a plan, then you execute, and then you close, then expectations are managed. You know your priorities. So with that, I live and breathe that. I want to share everything that I know openly and transparently and for free through this online event, and I hope that I'd be honored also if you have questions back, because then every time you raise a question, you share your knowledge and your experience, and we all grow together. So that's a good thing. So thank you.
I love it. Thank you. Just 2 seconds here. I'm just playing with some of the settings. As we figure out how to do these webcasts a little bit better, we will start to use some of the effects, and we'll start to become a little bit more like a professional show, but until then, we're still learning. And so this is the one I really like. So I'm going to ask you guys a real difficult question. So when I was 12, I was walking down the street one day, and I walked across a graveyard. And do you know why when I walked across the graveyard, I asked my friend who was with me, do you know why they put a fence up around a graveyard? Here it comes. They put a fence around a graveyard because everyone's dying to get in there. Come on, that was funny, you guys. Okay, I just wanted to see what the cricket sound sounded like, and so when we ask a real difficult question and no one has an answer to it, this is what you're going to hear in the background, is this cricket sound. All right, and so here's one that should be. That's the one I should have pressed after I told you that great joke. Okay, here we go, guys. We're going to ask a few questions. The focus that I wanted to do this week is I want to talk a little bit more about the course and some of the stuff that we've done within the course that makes it work, and some of the stuff that doesn't make it work, and some of the things that we're trying to fix as we work through the course. And so one of the things that Jason and I have been doing a lot of talking about is how we can enhance the course and make it better. And Carlos has been very good to give us some of those pointers and how we can make things look a little bit more professional. I drive people crazy when I work with them, because I'm the kind of person who just like, let's just do it, get it out there. It'll look ugly, it'll be wrong, and we'll fix it as we move along. And so when we release a course, which we've done now and people are out there, it's nowhere close to being its finished stage. Anyone who ever tells you, oh, this course is totally completed, it's so professional looking, and it's everything you want in a course, is full of it. There's no way you can create any course that is ever finished. If you do courses correctly and you develop material correctly, as Jason said, it continues to improve and it gets better as you work your way through it. So the nice thing about having a boutique environment like what we have, and we have a team that is as flexible and as young and as talented as we have the ability to continue making the course better and improving it as we go along. So the course that we have now, a month from now is going to be better, 2 months from now is going to be even better, and 5 years from now, it's even going to be better. But guess what? 5 years from now, it's going to cost you a heck of a lot more money than it's going to cost you now. And so make sure that if you want to get in at this stage and have some opinion on how the course should look, Get in there. You'll also find lots of value. The course, the material is there. It's just not as smooth and as slick and as interactive as it will be in time, because that's the way courses develop, and they will get better. Now, the question you may ask, so if I get in now, am I getting less value than I would in the future? No. The value is still there. That's why the price is cheaper. When it gets really slick, we're going to charge you, kids. So get used to that. Okay, now here come some of the questions. The number one thing, Jason, that you were shocked about when we put the course online was what? One thing. Cricket sounds.
When I first saw the course, what shocked me is the power that you have to bring in other subject matter experts. Because when I teach a course, and I've taught this course in a face-to-face medium over the past 10 years, and I've taught it to master's classes, construction associations, healthcare, all types of industries, and of course just general public courses. And it's always just me teaching. And part of what I believe in is that project management is so diverse and so dynamic of a profession, is that you want as many professionals to share their learnings as possible, because it's that knowledge transfer concept. So what really shocked me is the ability to bring in all these other subject matter experts through links, through videos, through directly linking to how they teach and what they teach. So I think that's a huge value add. I underestimated how valuable that is, because now that I've gone through the course, I'm saying, yes, I have this guy videoing right there, sharing. So it's almost like you're now being part of a bigger collective that really shares the info.
Nice. Nice answer, Jason. One of the things that has changed a lot in online learning is 13 years ago, when we started developing online courses, we developed them in such a fashion that the subject matter expert, someone like Jason, would be the sole source of information. He's the only one that you would have in the course. He would be the person who would write all the content. He would do all the information. One of the things that has changed as the information age has caught up to the world in general, and there's so much information on the World Wide Web, there's information out there, and now a lot of the courses are just a collecting of the information that already exists and relying on other people's expertise and the creation of material that they've done in order to support your concepts and your ideas. The nice thing is that because you are in control of the course, you can decide what's of value and what isn't of value, and then put certain things into the course that you think are great, and things that are not great or are against your philosophy, then you don't include them. And so that's the power of the course. It's the one reason why Jason has been chosen in order to write the project management course, is because he has a certain concept of the way project management should function. And so we are supporting his concepts with all sorts of other materials and stuff that you find out there. And so I'm going to ask the same question to Carla.
Actually, if I could just add one more thing.
Of course, Jason.
It is something else to be said about is another thing that surprised me is how much time it takes to find a good link. Because I think we now have also moved to information overload with the internet. If you want to find something good and valuable about project management, it's out there so much. There's so many even videos, but there's a lot of garbage out there, and it surprises me as to anybody can post anything. And I disagree a lot with some of the stuff out there on the web, and that's why it did surprise me, if you do want to do this properly, how much effort it takes, because each video that we find, it takes maybe 5 to 10 hours to find that good video, go through it, because it still has to link to the material. So it is, like you said, our course is almost like a filtering of, we're bringing in all the other subject matter experts into our classroom, and they're now part of the course that teach alongside of us as a group. And yeah, so that's really exciting, but it also surprised me too is how much there is out there. It's overload, and you really got to be careful on that.
I love these special effects. They're so awesome. Okay, here's another statement that I thought that I just like recap what he stated there. The material that's out there on the World Wide Web, one of the cool things that you'll find out there, and this is why we can charge for our course, is that if you wanted, there's lots of other courses out there. There's lots of very sleek canned features that are out there, but a lot of them are just based on the fact that this is what we know about project management. One of the cool things that Jason brings to it is a whole pile of experience in different businesses and how he uses project management in order to be successful. So the stuff that he's bringing to the table is not just, hey, I read the PMP book, I passed the PMI book, I took the test, I passed it, but I haven't even used it. And so you'll have a lot of speakers, because speakers are very hard to come by in this field, who will have a lot of history in project management but have never used it themselves, have never actually used it effectively themselves. And so to have someone who has written a course, who has been immersed in the field and actually uses the process in his personal life, in his thought process, and the way he approaches things is a very valuable tool to have in Jason. So kudos to Jason on that one. And now we are going to go over to Carla, our salesperson, because she's so eloquent in telling us what she thinks all the time. And so we're going to ask her a question here about what she thought was the worst thing about the online course. She thought I was going to ask what was the best thing. So now let's see what she has to say about the worst thing.
The worst thing, I suppose, of any online course would be the need to have discipline, self-discipline, to go through it. It's kind of that gym membership aspect, I would think, that you've got to block off time for it. But at this stage, and anyone that would be interested in investing their time and energy into such a task, you're doing it for a reason and by choice, and with deliberate understanding of what you're going to benefit from it. I'm sure it would be easy to procrastinate and not log in for a few weeks, but then have an opening or an opportunity time-wise to go through hours of it within a few days if the situation should open itself up that way. So I suppose that would probably be the hardest thing. As far as a specific online course, there's nothing that would be the most difficult or worst part about it. It would just be in that general aspect of self-pacing yourself and self-disciplining to go through it.
An awesome answer, and that's why she's a salesperson, because she can talk. So that's a good job, Carla. Thank you. One of the nice things, and what she said was, one of the things that you're going to find in any course. With this course, we give you 95 hours to work through the material, which is a long period of time, but if you leave it to the last minute, you're never going to get it. In all the research that's ever been done on online learning, they'll talk about self-paced learners and people who are really dedicated and are really learn by themselves, and it matches their learning style and all that other stuff. The best thing and the only stats that actually resonated with myself when it comes to online learning, if you really want to learn project management, this is the most flexible, the easiest way to do it, and that's why you want to be involved in this. If you would like to sit for 8 hours, 9 hours in a classroom with a teacher, and that's your better way of learning, all the power to you. But remember, you're going to sit. This one here, you can dance as you're watching the course and working on it. You can eat, you can do anything you want. You can even sit there in your pajamas and work on the course. So the nice thing is that it's so flexible that you can do it when you're ready. So now I'm going to pick on our webmaster. So are you ready for this, Tyler? I'm going to ask you about the wording on the website and how difficult it has been for you to try to create a website that answers all the questions, because we have so many different groups coming in to look at our website and are interested in the online learning course. What have you found, and what do you think is interesting about the wording and how we've continually changed it, and also changed the web page now 3 times since I've started and we started to offer the online course? So what's your opinion, and what do you think about building the web page, and how's it going? Tyler's microphone. This is where just when I play the crickets.
Sorry, Darren. Sorry, what was the question?
Now there's a guy that you know, he just came out of school. The gentleman who knows how to multitask. He's off there thinking about something else totally, and I asked him a question. As a teacher, sir, you need to pay attention. Tyler, I was only asking a very simple question. All I want to know is, how do you feel the website is going, and how do you feel about the fact that we've now changed the web page on you 3 times in order to get it better and get the wording on the page to continually change so it answers the question that most people have when they come to our website. Like, we are continually trying to change the language. So anybody who has an opinion out there, make sure you send us the results. But Tyler, I'd like you to just state something about our webpage and how it's going and how it's continually changed, and if you think it's getting any better.
I think it's definitely getting better. Like Darren said, it's gone through a number of revisions now, and even though most of the old revisions were mostly some of my work, I shudder to think at what they look like now. So it's definitely getting better, and I think that's a key aspect. I mean, every day or week you come back, there's going to be something different there. It's not just static. So, you know, there might be another article why you should take the class, or another post from someone who said, you know, why this is important, or an update to the class. So it's always changing, and that's just, from a programmer's aspect, you know, it's a little annoying because it's more work for me and my team and that kind of thing. But from a content perspective and those coming to the website for the information and things like that, it's great because it's always changing. There's always something new, and that's the whole point of this class, is to learn. So I think it's great.
Awesome. Thank you, and pay attention from now on, son. What the heck? But good answer. Good answer. Okay, Brenda, for you, I have a very simple question. You are the person who helps us all function, and you are also involved with a lot of the social media. So we do have a little bit of social media happening within the company. And so tell us a little bit about how the social media has impacted the way you see us moving forward, and do you see the power in it, and what are the possibilities with the social media? So tell us what you think.
Well, for myself personally, Darren, I know the social media aspect has come a really long way. I was definitely one person who was not a fan of social media when we first started this, and I've seen all the different websites. I mean, now we're on LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, you know, Facebook, and it's just amazing when I go to post something and I see all the different articles up there, and you know, I'm looking at Jason's blog and all the interesting stuff, and so you know, I'm reposting on our blog, and there's always something new happening in the office, like Tyler said, with the website, or whether it be in sales. So it definitely gives me that opportunity to be constantly updating our social media, updating our website, and just staying in touch with everybody. And surprisingly, there's so much you learn because we're always so busy in the office, and we don't often have the time to talk to each other. So there's a lot you can learn on the social media aspect that we haven't actually talked about within the office. So it's changed our environment drastically, and it's just fun to be able to say that, oh yeah, I was on the web all day posting articles, but really I was researching for work. I wasn't just surfing Facebook. So I love to see the way that everything has changed, and all the blogs and all the updates. So it's a lot of fun.
And another great answer. Woohoo! Okay, Jackson, your question has to wait until next week, you lucky man. So this week we are 2 minutes away, and I always like to give the final word to, just a minute, let's do an intro here. I always like to give the last word to our guest and the person who is the reason why we have a project management course. So Jason, I'd like you to just comment on how this webcast went, and you have 2 minutes before we shut her down, because we never want to go longer than a half hour. So you have 2 minutes, sir. Tell us what's going on. Go now.
Thank you. And really, this is so neat to see people with different roles on how they integrate project management into their lives and their work, and the perspectives that they have, because that's what is so beautiful about project management. Is it covers across all industries, across all roles, and there we just heard different thoughts from different people, and we can all get something from it. So excellent, excellent. Thank you.
Okay. The other person I did forget, if you look over here to my right, was Carlos, and I didn't have a good question for him, but I will for next week if he comes and joins us, and hopefully we'll get a chance to ask both Jackson and Carlos a good question, and by then he'll understand. Carlos for sure will understand why Germany is the best team and will do the best in the World Cup in soccer. So we are all having a soccer pool here, and don't forget to put your teams in, guys, because the games start at 3 o'clock today, so you got to have them in by then. So congratulations, people. We have just finished our second webcast. Thanks again for logging in. We'll talk to you guys in the office.
Thanks, Darren.